Who doesn't love an underdog sports story, especially about a game like football जहां इंडिया ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाई है historically. But when your film is 3 hours long, people are gonna have questions. Hey all, my name is Sucharita. Welcome back to my channel जहां पर हम मूवीज की बातें करते हैं, कभी-कभी मूवीज बनाने वालों से भी बातें हो जाती हैं. आज आओ देखें अजय देवगन स्टारर मैदान को थोड़ा नजदीकी से. About 5 years in the making, मैदान सच्ची कहानी है इंडियन फुटबॉल कोच सैयद अब्दुल रहीम की, who guided the country through what has been called the golden age of Indian football 50s और 60s में, जो एग्जैजरेशन नहीं है अगर ओलंपिक्स को स्टैंडर्ड मानकर देखें, क्योंकि 1960 के बाद इंडिया की फुटबॉल टीम ओलंपिक्स के लिए क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाई है. तो अजय देवगन प्ले कर रहे हैं सैयद अब्दुल रहीम, जो डिस्पाइट ऑल ऑड्स इंडिया की फुटबॉल टीम को एज अ कोच वर्ल्ड क्लास बनाने में सक्सेसफुल रहे. इट रियली इज एन इनक्रेडिबल अंडरडॉग स्टोरी कंसिडरिंग तब देश को आजाद हुए मुश्किल से 10 साल हुए थे और पिछले ओलंपिक्स 1948 में बिना जूतों के मैदान में उतरी थी टीम. All the dramatic plot points required for a theatrical reproduction of a story like this are present within the story. Heck, they make up the story. To make this cinematic version though, director Amit Ravindranath Sharma works with 7 writers. Savan Quadras, Akash Chawla और Arunav Joy Sen Gupta are credited for story, while screenplay credits are shared among 7. Aman Rai, Atul Shahi, director Amit Sharma himself, Ritesh Shah is the dialogue writer, and an additional dialogue credit is given to Siddhant Mago. That's a total of 8 people. Now, one wonders if it is because of this pretty huge group of writers that the film pauses to talk about and expand on so much, contributing to its 3-hour runtime. I'm not opposed to long movies, with or without an interval. If a screenplay requires that much time, that's the time it should take. Epic stories need room to expand. However, मैदान में कहानी के beats, turns और conflict प्रिडिक्टेबल और रिपेटिटिव होने की वजह से ये 3 घंटे की ड्यूरेशन जस्टिफाई करना बहुत मुश्किल है. फॉर बेटर और फॉर वर्स. And I apologize in advance for bringing this up even, but Shrimit Amin's Chak De India perfected a very specific sports story that's uniquely Indian. यहाँ परेशानी प्लेयर्स या कोच की कमी से नहीं होती है. इंडिया में ब्यूरोक्रेट्स और बाबू स्लैश अंकल कल्चर comes in the way of sports achievements, arts, anything that is government control. And for better or for worse, every sports film with a fallen from grace coach who tries to put together a ragtag team of multicultural players no one believes in a sport jiski management is overrun with corruption, competing in international tournaments where all other teams have better equipment, will be compared to Chak De India forever. It just so happens also that the coach in both these 2 films is also a Muslim man. But unlike Chak De, how the coach's religious identity comes in his way, Maidan is not interested in exploring. Now, am I saying that Syed Abdul Rahim's incredible true story cannot be told via cinema? Absolutely not. It's reductive to even think that way. But it does mean that the film will have to try that much harder to stand apart, especially if it wants to be this long.
मुझे लगा था आज आखिर हिंदुस्तान की बात होगी, लेकिन हम तो अब तक बंगाल और हैदराबाद में अटके हुए हैं.
इस कहानी के सेंट्रल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में इस फिल्म में कोई हैं कुछ बंगाली सरकारी कर्मचारी ईटिंग रसगुल्ला मोस्ट इवली. रुद्रनील घोष is Shubhankar, the aforementioned Rasgulla eating Bengali man, and more or less he's the main villain of the saga. Now there's also Gajraj Rao, who's the more interesting and kind of sort of novel antagonist. He's a journalist who's drunk with power, but unfortunately, despite the journalist being the mastermind of Operation Discredit Coach Rahim, Shubhankar, the Federation official, gets the extended screen time, where Rudranil is made to do the corrupt Sarkari managing officer shtick Hindi cinema just loves. The sneering, the terrible one-line uncle style joke marrowing, the greedily eating in a conference room. Maidan resorts to a cliche too many, disappointingly for a film with so many writers. All the bad guys are bad guys, lacking an ounce of humanity. Rahim's wife, played by Priyamani, is preparing for an English exam, so it's really quite sweet. But eventually, she's only reduced to the woman who weeps with her husband and gives him the one pep talk, shaking him out of his funk. Even when Rahim is diagnosed with the lung cancer that eventually took the man's life, Ajay Devgan just coughs and coughs and coughs and coughs, and you can predict when that close-up of the blood-stained white handkerchief is going to show up, which it does. Bang on cue. When the bad guy says, किसी को भी आपके जीतने की उम्मीद नहीं है. With a thundering underlining just how much of a bad guy he is. Even the slightest of perceptive viewers will know that the next match is likely to result in victory. So how will you make it exciting? Certainly not by inserting two N2 commentators rattling off stats with sincerity and political tensions with somberness, their narrations peppered with little jokes. The exposition device is easy. It's acceptable here, but because by this point you've stopped expecting the film to do anything new. Here, these commentators are played by Abhilash Thaplyal and Vijay Maurya, two very able, very likable actors, serving the purpose adequately.
ऐसे रहीम को पड़े जिस्म के खास हिस्से पे लात, हाँ? Correct.
Also adequate, Ajay Devgan, a fine actor. Ajay Devgan's mere presence elevates the most predictable tropey scenes, but any nuance he brings to the scenes is almost instantly drowned by deafening background score. A department where A.R. Rahman just has no chill in this film. Maidan spends too much time on the build-up, languishing among cliches and stereotypes for far too long. There are sparks of freshness in between. In a particularly effective scene, Coach Rahim gets off a rickshaw to buy cigarettes and then he sees a kid playing football in the streets. Kid is wearing chappals, not caring if he steps in gobar or dirt, as long as he's kicking the ball. Rahim meets him later and says कि तुम अच्छा खेलते हो पर स्टैमिना की कमी है. To which the boy replies, ये चाय और बिस्किट खा के मैं पूरा दिन खेल सकता हूँ. एक मिनट पहले हमें वो दिखाते भी हैं कि वो चाय में पानी मिला के उसको पी रहा है जिससे कि उसका पेट और भर जाए. It's an introspective moment that could have offered a deeper insight into why kids were playing football in the streets in a newly independent India. How folks had taken to this foreign sport that needed only one piece of equipment, the ball, for 20 people to enjoy it together, hence inviting people from all levels of society to participate. Was this messy, wild sport the antithesis, the foil to the gentleman's sport cricket? We do spend a little bit longer meeting other players, most notably captain-to-be PK Banerjee, played by Chaitanya Sharma. Girls like him. He's scouted from a match one day by Rahim, and we get to know precious little else. We find out even lesser about other members of the squad, the team that incredibly reached the Olympic semi-finals in 1956. Maidan is not so much about the heroism of the players as it is about everything that was in their way, choosing to focus on the victim narrative. The missed opportunity comes more sharply into focus film की last act में. It's 1962 और जकार्ता में हो रही है एशियन गेम्स. वहाँ पे कंट्रोवर्सी इरप्ट होती है जब इंडियन ऑफिशियल गुरुदत्त सोंडी इंडोनेशियन गवर्नमेंट के बिहेवियर पर एक क्रिटिकल स्टेटमेंट दे देते हैं. This leads to demands of Indian teams being ousted from the game, वापस जाओ. In one scene, you even see a mob of violent protesters attack the bus the unsuspecting football team is traveling in. Despite the loud hostilities, the injuries, and a coach coughing up blood, the team puts its best foot forward, pun intended, and goes on to deliver the kind of performance that's instantly historic.
इंडिया खेलना चाहते हो तो अपने गेम का लेवल ऊंचा करना होगा.
Now, in this moment, the film knows that this display of hostility will arouse anger in the audience. So, capitalizing on that, A.R. Rahman's score kicks up many notches as DOPs Tushar Kanti Ray and Fedor Lias design sublime and rousing point-of-view shots, taking you within the game, right next to the football being kicked around in the most immersive, exhilarating fashions. The sportsmen are flying in slow motion, crying in slow motion, they're yelling, screaming, their pent-up frustrations letting out. Despite having watched the film for 2.5 hours at this point, all you know about these men is that the Football Federation has tried to stop them every step of the way. But when this sequence is handed over to Rahman and his song comes alive, the film comes alive, unlike the mostly static screenplay that precedes it. The closing credits feature some of the actual players who were a part of this winning team. They're all back in a football field, some are now in wheelchairs, and some who, since these portions were shot, have passed away. This might be the most impactful moments of the film. If you think they're worth sitting through the rest of it, Maidan is now in theaters.
मुझे लगता है कि हम दुनिया की कोई भी टीम को हरा सकते हैं और हार के वापस आ गए तो मैं दोबारा कभी किसी टीम को कोच नहीं करूंगा.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, Maidan is 64 years since Indian football team qualified for the Olympics. That doesn't sound right. What was the last time you watched a football match? बताओ comments में नीचे मुझे. Alright, so this week we are also going to be talking about another A.R. Rahman musical, Imtiaz Ali ki Amar Singh Chamkila, starring Diljit Dosanjh and Parineeti Chopra. I also have an interview with Imtiaz Ali going up on this channel. अब subscribe करो, wait करो. 110 होने वाले हैं. There's a subscribe button right under this video. All you have to do is go click. My name is Sucharita. Thank you for stopping by.